Hey, hey, hey. It is here. The playoffs are here. The greatest sprint in the sports calendar. And it got started with 4 game ones, all taking place in Raleigh, Toronto, Minnesota, and Edmonton. The game that started off was the Carolina-Boston series, because these are all from each division, and it's going to be like that from this point on, even as the series dwindle down. So Carolina and Boston, that was it started off close. It was scoreless. It was scoreless after one. It was scoreless pretty much throughout most of the second, and then puck started going in the net for Carolina. It looked like they're going to get a shutout, but that didn't happen. Even so, they dominated the Bruins in game one. But the game I'm beaming about is Toronto. And, of course, the Maple Leafs face that same question. Are they going to win a series? Are they going to win a series finally? And their journey started on a very bittersweet anniversary. It's May 2nd, and it was on this day, 55 years ago, that the Maple Leafs clinched their 13th and most recent Stanley Cup. That's right, very bittersweet anniversary for the Maple Leafs, and the road to getting that back started very well for them. 5-0. 5-0. They really dismantled Vasilevsky. Austin Matthews scored a pair of goals. It means he already surpassed his goal total from last year's playoffs. What is a good year for him? But Mitch Marner, that's the story. Mitch Marner scored in the game. Mitch Marner hadn't scored a playoff goal yet since 2019. He had to go all the way back to game 1 of that series against Boston 2019. He hadn't scored a goal since then until tonight. Of course, the other goal scorers were Jake Muzzin, who opened it up in late in the first period, and David Kampf, who had a shorthanded goal, which is business as usual for Toronto. They've scored 13 shorthanded goals in the regular season. That leads the league. So Toronto takes a 1-0 lead, and it was a big molly-whopping of the back-to-back champs, but that's just game 1. They need to win 3 more of these to finally get off that 18-year schneid. And the West games. Another thing that brought me joy. Minnesota. Because, see, with Vegas not in the playoffs, boy, that sounds beautiful to say. Let me say it again. With Vegas not in the playoffs, my number one team to actually hate on in the playoffs is Minnesota. And the Wild just fizzled. 4-0 shutout loss to the Blues, capped off by a hat trick from David Perron, all 3 goals in the power play. And, Ville Husso, his very first playoff start is a shutout. 37 saves, just shut the door. I'm pretty sure he's going to be starting the whole series. We won't see Binnington at all, unless something really goes wrong with Husso. And it was capped off with the Kings and Edmonton, game 1 of the Smythe Division Series. The Pacific Division Series. Just seems like the Smythe because it's Kings and Oilers. I really thought this was going to be the one that would give us our first taste of playoff overtime. I really did think that. It was back and forth. The Kings kind of dominated first, 2-0, then it was 2-1 because you know who put it in. And Yamamoto tied up, but Brendan Lemieux, Claude's son, made it 3-2, but it was 3-3 because of the other you-know-who, on Draisaitl. And nothing was happening in the third, and there was like 5.5 minutes. I was thinking we might get our first taste of playoff overtime with this game, but Dursey put it in, and it became 4-3, and it held up. So the Kings, the Kings stole one from Edmonton for the Oilers that continues a bad skid. Dating back to the 2020 bubble on their ice, they have lost, I think it's 8 of their last 9 playoff games, dating back to that qualifying round series against Chicago, and including that sweep against Winnipeg last year. So we have 2 shutouts. We have 2 road wins, big road wins. And Toronto's off to a good start. Will they keep it up, though? But yeah, it was a great first day. It was a great day 1. And I think it's pretty much an indicator of how the playoffs are going to go. It's going to be a very crazy race and journey to that cup. So that's my recap of tonight's action. And I will be doing this daily because it's very good. So to recap again, Carolina, Toronto, Los Angeles, and St. Louis struck first in each of their series. And it will be, and tomorrow's action will be the other series starting game 1. Pittsburgh and the Rangers, Washington and the Panthers, and Ovechkin is expected to play. Calgary and Dallas will start their series, and of course, Nashville and the Avalanche. That's going to be good. That's going to be very good. It's not going to be good for Nashville because the news broke earlier today, that UC Soros is out for games 1 and 2 in Denver. So that could be big trouble for Nashville. So those 4 series will start tomorrow, and the 4 series that started Monday, game 2s in the same destinations, in the same destinations on Wednesday. So that's my recap of tonight's action. I'll be back tomorrow to recap tomorrow's action. So stay tuned.